We desire to go to Jerusalem because in the scriptures 3 times in the year you are supposed to be able to go on a pilgrimage to Jerusalem to pay your respects unto God. Why do they not want us to go to Jerusalem to take our fathers in former times went in multitude unto Jerusalem. Who is it that desires that we not go to Jerusalem to pay our respect unto the omnipotent God?
Spiritually oppressing on my people like Malachi 3:8, pass the plate, let's teach. Read the whole chapter, you pastors is like Hosea 4:6, don't forget now teach. Ezekiel 8:14, they weak for who? Who's that? The cross is a lower T for that deity. Do your research. Jeremiah 23:27. Forgot his name for Lord, sharpen my sword for the kneel to the floor, say no more repent. Y'all gotta repent. Luke 1:5, the course was Abijah. 1 Chron 24 verse 10. Now I know the birth of the Messiah. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 1 though. Mentally enslaving all my people like Pharaoh. Stealing from Yahuwah, oppressing my people Pharaoh. Walk up in the church, tell the pastor like Pharaoh. Let him go. Mentally enslaving all my people like Pharaoh. Stealing from Yahuwah, oppressing my people Pharaoh. Walk up in the church, tell the pastor like Pharaoh. Let's go. Leviticus 11, still people eating swine. Isaiah 65, verse 4, no swine. Isaiah 66, verse 3, no swine. Okay. Oh, you gonna need the New Testament, right? Matthew 5:17 through 19. Listen. 2 John verse 6. This love I listen. Romans 2:13. Now what? Who said? Yeah, I said that. Read Exodus so we can exit this. Sage our Borgier, chillin', drippin' spiritual. Oppressing my people, wondering 40 years. Yahuwah is my savior and king, now listen. Yahusha means the father is salvation. John 3:18, you see why believe. Mentally enslaving all my people like Pharaoh. What? Stealing from Yahuwah, oppressing my people Pharaoh. Can't walk up in the church, tell the pastor like Pharaoh. Straight up. Mentally enslaving all my people like Pharaoh. What? Stealing from Yahuwah, oppressing my people Pharaoh. Walk up in the church, tell the pastor like Pharaoh. Let's go. You gotta have faith, but according to the Romans 9:1-5, why you lie? My flesh is of Yasharel, you better tell. ASAP, man. Psalms 83, crafty counsel I see. Got us working on Shabbat, on Sunday preaching. Psalms 91, in him I trust Yahuwah. Yeah. Okay, Deuteronomy 28, it all relates. Atlantic slave trade back in Egypt now. 2 Kings 17, 5-19. Continue to read though. Romans 11, don't boast up, listen. As we return, this fire burns in me. Yeah, Baruch atah Yahuwah Avinu, translate that. Hebrew, I mean.
But if the trumpet does so, we are concerned and we are troubled. But let all the inhabitants of the world know we're not afraid. Stay in your places. Do not leave the village of peace.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, Zion.
We hope everybody had a blessed Shabbat. Yeah, Brother Lenzel.
Coming in hot.
Coming in with the fire, right? Shalom, my brother. Me and my wife, we was talking about this earlier today. And, I had mentioned, I was like, our redemption draw nigh. So, it's a beautiful thing. I know a lot of our people don't want to see this. They feel like, it's going to affect them in a lot of ways, which is true. It's going to affect, a lot of things and whatnot. But we know that this is ordained and this is the Most High's will, as far as with the scriptures that we've been reading, that we've been going through over the years. Brother Lenzel, he's a witness as far as what's been going on. Brother Arai, Shalom, Brother Arai, he's been with us, so he knows, about the prophecies and whatnot. Let me put his
Shalom, brother.
Let me put his comment up. He got the hourglass up right there. Yeah, and they on borrowed time, It's we at the door. And that's what I'm saying. We've been saying this for a very long time. Man. I was up to about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was on Facebook, man, and I was scrolling. I'm like, oh shit, is this, you gotta fact check some shit, what I'm saying, as far as coming off Facebook. So I'm looking and shit, and I'm like, oh man, they didn't motherfucking goddamn attack Iran. And I'm like, oh man, hold on, wait a minute, man, this is deep right here. So, my wife, she was asleep, so I woke her up. I'm like, look, they didn't send some missiles over there. They didn't did it. And she don't even remember me telling her that 'cause she was asleep. But we got up and I got on my phone. I'm looking at Facebook, man, and my whole goddamn Facebook was just flooded with Iran and Israel or whatnot. It's a beautiful thing.
Amen. I agree. It's a beautiful thing to see the prophecies unfolding.
Right.
To see the recompense on our enemies, the Most High's enemies. Mm-hmm. And to see this nation get shook, for them to know without a doubt that it's somebody bigger and badder on the block that the Most High has emboldened to do this.
Exactly right, because it was a thing. Trump, he was getting advised that it wouldn't be a good idea to attack Iran. Iran ain't no goddamn Iraq. Iran ain't no Venezuela. Iran ain't these other countries that, America that went in there and just bullied and shit and did whatever they wanted to do. Iran, they've been shooting off missiles since since America and Israel didn't struck Iran. They've been shooting missiles off. Now, that's the thing about their leader supposedly, got killed. But it was they was interviewing this dude that was from Iran, and he was like, no, that's not true. So at this point in time, we don't know what's true and what's not true. Just like Brother Lenzel, I shared something where it said that Iranians was capturing Americans or whatnot, and it can be a lie. That can be a lie to give America more, reasons to do what they did. Because what they did is unjustifiable. Iran should be able to defend themselves. Because what? We remember back when Trump supposedly destroyed their weapons and whatnot. They nuclear weapons, whatever they had, they supposedly destroyed it. That's when he did this little strike a while ago. So if they destroyed these missiles or whatever they was trying to destroy or whatever, then what's the problem? Why is y'all steady, coming at this country or whatnot? And we know why. Because the Most High said he gonna stir the Medes up. He gonna stir them up. Y'all gonna keep fucking with these people so much where they ain't got no goddamn choice but to put their back against the wall and swing them goddamn things. As my wife know, I like to say that, as far as if all else fail, put your back into the wall and just go for them. Just go for them. man, I'm amped up. Let me see. Brother Linzel said, yeah, false flagging. Exactly, right. Any reason to do what they got to do. Shalom, brother Huey.
Shalom.
Shalom, brother Huey up in the building. Let's get his comment going. You want to read that bit?
Brother Huey says, LOL, my homeboy just called me and asked if Trump about to say he is the supreme leader of the planet. LOL. Y'all heard he said I know y'all probably watched some of the State of the Union, and he hinted around a third term. During there, he was going in on the Democrats and stuff during the State of the Union.
Dude,
he was putting them on blast or whatever. But I also wanted to bring in to play when y'all was talking about like false flagging, as far as more pieces to the puzzle, why this is going down. We know the Most High is controlling it, but we was like, remember when they said Epstein was a plant? Maybe that's why Trump going head first to do the bidding of Netanyahu.
Yeah.
Him and Israel, America and Israel collaborating to do the bidding of Netanyahu to, like they said, no other president has provoked Iran to this extent. Why is Trump doing this? And he don't even have the backing of his fellow Edomites. They're torn, they're divided. And a lot of people were saying because of the dossier that Epstein has been able to accumulate over the years with the politicians, and basically, like that one lady said, if everything came out with the files, there would be no more government because the corruption is that high. So maybe that's just a component, a little caveat as to why Trump is plunging head first to utter destruction.
Yeah, and I agree 100% about the SBN files and them having, this information on Trump. Man, this thing is it's about to be, it's about to get real serious around here. You know what I'm saying? We just scratching the surfaces right now.
I wanted to also add that Trump said when he was trying to be reelected that the endless wars would be over with his administration. Let's hold people accountable for what they say.
That's a cap.
He ran on that, and MAGA and most people in America were supporting that, because most people with any type of sense know that America is spread too thin trying to go and be involved in all these geopolitical issues that go on around the world. And he said that he would pull America out of these endless wars.
Okay. Brother Rod said, I think that man is still alive.
We think so too.
Me too. Yeah. You talking about Aspen? Yeah.
Pictures of him freely walking around Israel.
Yeah.
We believe he's alive also.
Right. With a lot of other people that, they said done some, or, they said that got unalive. No, they still alive. They still alive. Them people, for example, those people who went up in the spaceship and they got blew up or whatever, supposedly got blew up, they never went up there. They never went up there. They living to this day. So I believe he's still alive. We all know this government, you know what I'm saying, as far as who watched the old family, we know how corrupt and deceitful that this government, we're living up under, how they are. So we know it's not a it's nothing new to us. Well, it's not a secret to us. But let's get into some videos, and we're going to expound on some of these videos because, man, a lot of people is now aware of what's going on. You know, just like I said earlier, we've been talking about this for a long time. We never said that when it's going to happen, you know what I'm saying? Now, I might have been like, okay, maybe this what's going to kick this shit off. This is what's going to kick Iran off. You know, as far as them killing Soleimani, as far as them killing other scientists, generals, and all kind of stuff that they was doing in Iran. You know, I always thought, okay, this it right here, this it right here. But no, it's on the Most High's time. And we know that, well, let's get into some videos and we're going to talk about it in a minute. And we're going to speak on, let's see, what we going to talk about right quick. Let's go with this dude right here. We'll be right back, y'all.
Iran has now come out and said that the timing of the attacks against them by the I country and the United States are deeply troubling, and that the foreign minister now says their armed forces will teach the aggressors the lessons that they deserve. That Bibi and the United States war on Iran is wholly unprovoked, illegal, and illegitimate. The United States has turned America first into I country first, which means America last. Our powerful armed forces are prepared for this day and will teach the aggressors the lesson that they deserve. Now, the United States claimed they obliterated this program last year with the I country and now are back, which means we failed, and that is not good for America. The United States now urges all parties to see reason, according to Al Jazeera, and as we speak, sirens are sounding across Bahrain, where the American Navy is being attacked thanks to the actions and aggressions by our current president, even though there was nothing imminent, which means he's put American troops in harm's way at the expense of us for the I country. And the U.S. attacks Iran despite claiming it obliterated the program in June of 25. So that's where we're at.
Okay, and I just spoke on that as far as them destroying their program. What did he say, June? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, in June. So they didn't, you know. And I'm gonna say this: if they did do it, then we know that China and Russia is supplying them. Mm-hmm. You know, with weapons. We know this. It's not a secret. And another thing that I looked at was that Iran, they just got the bomb in every goddamn body. They got the bomb in the UAE. They got the bomb in Saudi Arabia. They got the bomb in, what's that place everybody go to? Dubai. They was bombing every goddamn Arab state or country. And they started bombing goddamn Israel. And they started bombing them goddamn ships. The ships, some of the, well, we know they was bombing, you know, where America is stationed in them Arab countries or whatnot.
They military bases.
Right, because they hit some of the military bases. So, you know, this thing right here, man, it's gonna spread like a wildfire. And it ain't nothing that nobody can do about it. You can get mad, you can pray about it, you can do whatever. You know, it's already in the book. It's already written.
Yeah, most Americans are not ready for this. Mm-hmm. They actually don't even believe it. You got a sector of people who don't know none of this happened and don't believe it. And we were doing some research on it earlier today in preparation for the show. And we noticed that it was a lot of news articles that talked about how the U.S. sent missiles over to Iran. But there was not a lot of talk about Iran sending their missiles and their drone attacks that they did. Several, like he was saying. So we had to dig a little deeper. We actually went to Iran's news outlet.
Exactly.
And they were talking about all the missiles that they sent to these ships that's at sea in different regions around the Arab countries, how the Strait of Hormuz is on lock.
Yeah.
No vessels can come through there, which is going to affect the oil
and the economy in itself. You know, them gas prices gonna go up. It's the whole world gonna feel it.
Yes.
You know, because I forgot how many percentage of the oil come through the Strait of Hormuz, but it's going to affect the whole world. Mm-hmm. So, you know, this is a big thing. You know, that's why he had advisors telling him, like, you know, this ain't a good idea right here.
Yeah, this is the one war you can't go back from.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't pull back.
America has bombed other countries like Japan, and then they turned around and became their ally.
Right.
Which is crazy if you just think about it.
That's crazy as hell right there.
And not to mention gave some of the Japanese Americans reparations, which is a whole nother story. Slap in the face to us.
Exactly.
But Iran is not going to suddenly become America's ally. And we know the scriptures we was going over that they are not going to be able to be bought or cursed with gold and money in this paper dollar. That's not going to tickle their fancy.
Right. They've been sanctioning Iran for like 20 years, probably over 20 years or whatnot. And Iran, they like, okay, we still ain't budging. Mm-hmm. You know, we don't have to do business with y'all. We can take our, you know, business somewhere else. And
another good point is that Iran is not in the central banking system.
Right.
They ain't.
That's where you was talking about as far as with the scriptures that they can't be bought.
Right. They can't be bought. They're not in cahoots to that extent with the European nations as far as that. The central banking system and how they operate in that wickedness with that.
Right.
So it's like they're all evil and they all took counsel against the nation of Israel. But in the same breath, they're not as bad, can I say that, as Esau. They're just not as corrupt to an extent, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to like cut them no slack, but I guess what I'm just trying to say is they're not as morally wicked and as Esau. They do have some type of moral standard that they live by, and the scriptures tell us they can't be bought.
Right, exactly. And another thing too, a lot of our people is worried and we don't want this to happen, but this is for us. All this is for us, for our goddamn freedom, for our redemption. You know, if this don't happen, then we still, you know, doing the same shit. We still on that same hamster wheel, that same, you know, slavery mentality or whatnot that a lot of our people are still in. You know, I don't want to be up under these goddamn weird ass people and shit, man. I keep telling my wife that, like, let this shit happen. It's the Most High's will. And who can resist the will of the Most High? He the one who controlling Trump. You know what I'm saying? He's the king of the spirits. He controlling Trump. As far as, you do it. Not a Jew say, and y'all get this shit cracking because I'm about ready for my people to get up out of here. Plain and simple. It's too simple at this point right now. It's simple. It should be simple to all the brews who's woken up and know the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 51, Revelation, Joel. You know what I'm saying? All these scriptures or whatnot that we've been reading over the years, over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Like I can go straight to these scriptures and know, okay, here go these scriptures right here. This happening right here. This happening, you know, it's crazy. It's real crazy to me, you know what I'm saying? Because to be here and see this with our own eyes and know what the scripture says, man, is a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing. But let's get back into some more videos. Let's see. Because he said that, what he said. No, I'm going to go with this one. Oh, yeah, we're going to go with that one right there.
We got breaking news. The Iranians are going to close the Strait of Hormuz. I said this a couple of days ago, that if we strike the Iranians, they're going to close the Strait of Hormuz. If the Iranians close the Strait of Hormuz, well, that will affect all global trade. So, MAGA, not only did you start World War III, but you're about to increase the prices of everything you've ever purchased. Not from Trump's tariffs, which will also increase the price, but because now one of the largest trading routes is going to be a fucking war zone. Oh, did you think this conflict was over? Oh, because Donald Trump said, declared victory, pulled a good old mission accomplished. You thought this was over? No. Welcome to a new forever war in the Middle East. Your fucking kids are going to Iran.
Wow. And it's just, you know, he just basically said what we just said. You know what I'm saying? As far as it's going to affect the whole globe. You know, they're going to be going to war over there. Iran, they control that, you know, that very important part right there where trade go through. So, I mean, man, it's I'm speechless, man. I'm just speechless right now.
Well, the part he mentioned about kids going to Iran, I seen a documentary a long time ago, and the person was going up to random politicians on Wall Street and asking them how they felt about the war. And of course, and this is right after September 11th. And of course they was like, well, you know, we got these terrorists, we got to do this. And then he was like, well, I'm glad you support the war. Now, are your sons and daughters going to be enlisting? And then they looked at him like, you raggedy blip. Like, why would you ask me that?
Yep, Brother Huey. Gas and oil about to go up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I brought that up to say about Trump's son, Barron.
Right.
You know, about all these politicians who have sons and daughters who can go over there and fight, which we know they not. I'm just, you know, just speaking the obvious here. But it's just something to really think about, how y'all will go start some ish, but then tell everybody else how they sons and daughters need to be patriots.
They gotta go.
We were looking into what happens with prisoners when there's war.
Oh, yeah.
We started looking into that just to kind of see, and we did some research on World War II. And like he said, the research is kind of vague because the war wasn't on American soil. But just for us to kind of have some type of insight on what happens to our fellow servants who are incarcerated. And it was like a lot of them couldn't get out. They wouldn't pardon them or parole them because they didn't trust them. So a lot of them just end up giving blood and doing a lot of farming and making stuff to help in the war efforts.
Exactly, right.
But not the rich people kids. They ain't doing nothing. You know, they building bunkers for them.
Right. It's the poor people who they gonna make go to war. They gonna make you go to war. You ain't got no choice. You know what I'm saying? You, this certain age between, I guess, 18 and 39 or whatever, you got to go fight for your country. But me, myself, man, I wish I was in between that age, man. Because I refuse to goddamn fight for a goddamn country that don't give a shit about me, man. Mm-hmm. And I got to die for some shit that y'all started? Mm-hmm. Oh, no. Hell no. Hell no. But this, we got a scripture Brother Lindsay brought out. Revelation 18:7. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she said in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow.
Ooh, that's some pride right there.
Man. And this is the mindset of 80% of Americans. Mm-hmm.
And not just the Edomites, because you can kind of see where they pride come from. But our people got that that pride or that belief, like, ain't nothing gonna happen here.
Yep.
Ain't nothing gonna happen to our oppressor.
Exactly.
Just think about it.
Right.
Nothing gonna happen to the people who brought us over here. Oh no.
We just gonna keep living the way it is. They gonna still be on top and controlling and doing whatever they want to us. Mm-hmm. Like they possibly couldn't think that the Most High was just gonna keep letting this happen to his people.
When you said that a few minutes ago, I was thinking there's nothing new under the sun. You know, back in the day, we learned that there was people once the emancipation came and the different states finally gave in, like, all right, we guess we gotta free the slaves. Mm-hmm. It was some slaves who was like, nah. Mm-hmm. Freedom.
Yeah, you're right.
We don't want that.
You're right. Nothing new under the sun.
We're and you know, the unknown can be fearful. Let's all keep it real. We've all been a little, at least apprehensive or nervous or anxious about something we've never done before. But that mentality is still in the earth. Like, freedom, no, we want to stay up under y'all. We want to keep clocking in, going to the plant, working our second shift and ordering from Amazon and turning up, going on vacations. We don't want to be free from this, because we was talking about this all day. Like, so the next step would be the wilderness.
Yep.
And what's happening in the wilderness? How are we living in the wilderness? You know, we've experienced something very close to the wilderness, and ain't no AC in the wilderness. Ain't no indoor plumbing in the wilderness. Mud huts is a real way of living for a lot of people. You know, over where we believe we're going to be going, West Africa area. And so we were just thinking about that, like what is life going to be like? It was no Wi-Fi over there. Wasn't no snacks. It was none of the comforts.
Oh yeah, internet.
I'm talking about in the wilderness. When we went to the village.
Oh, okay, yeah.
When they took us to the village for a trip to see village life / funerals.
Woo.
That was a rough 3 days.
That was, man. It was. I ain't even gonna lie. I know, you know, I'm hard or whatever, but that shit was like, woo. Take me back to the city, man. I'm ready to go back, man. God damn.
It was difficult. So I just brought that up to say that, you know, we have people who know that if something happens to America, that their way of living is going to be shook, and they don't necessarily want that. They don't, you know, nobody wake up and say, I want to live in a mud hut.
Right.
You know, it's just kind of. And so I just think that's why our people are so, can't nothing happen to America. America, our military. They even, when I hear black people say our military, our country will do this, our country got all these weapons, I'll be looking like, you a fool.
You ain't lying, because I'll be like, man, that's y'all president.
That's they
this
stuff.
Y'all country.
Because they will use that same stuff on your behind.
Yeah, they going to war.
Right.
Shit. I'm not going to war. I want to, at least, if I'm a fight or, you know, go to war with somebody, it's for a reason. From my perspective or whatnot. The hell with them.
Like Muhammad Ali said, I don't know them people. They ain't never did nothing to me.
Exactly, right.
Y'all the ones who been doing stuff to me.
Exactly. We're going to get into this other video with Trump. Well, let's just get to the video.
Lives to ensure that Americans and our children will never be threatened by a nuclear-armed Iran.
Now, it took me some time to dig, but he said so Americans wouldn't be threatened by a nuclear-armed Iran. Then what was this a couple months ago? But June 25th, 2025, Iran's nuclear facilities have been, destroyed. And suggestions otherwise are fake news. This is from the White House. So if their nuclear facilities were destroyed, how could they possibly be a nuclear threat, Donald Trump? Do you know in a court of law this would definitely be admissible? Well, because they're a nuclear threat, but in June of last year, you said it was destroyed. So we just caught you in a lie. The president of I caught the president in a lie. I caught him in a lie. The president of the United States is a liar. He just said Iran's a nuclear threat, or this actions was to prevent them from being a nuclear threat. But they just said the White House. They said that something isn't adding up. Well, yeah, I got the president in the lie. And it just hit me. I'm just sitting here watching the first 48. And I was like, wait a minute. Am I tripping? No, I'm not tripping. You know why I'm not tripping? Because my fucking shoes are tied. You know what I mean? Iran, release the videos. Do whatever you need to do. I support you. This, in the previous video that I stitched, is more than enough for me to say officially Donald Trump is the enemy within pertaining to the United States of America. You guys take it easy and power to the people.
Man, this dude crazy as hell.
The enemy within. I like that.
This dude is fucking
That
crazy.
was funny.
He said, I know I ain't tripping because my shoes is tied. Oh, man. Man, but you see the hypocrisy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we tore they stuff up last year.
Right.
But all these months later, you was told, okay, no, they still the enemy. We got to go over there and tear some stuff up. And he tried to play on the emotions. Mm-hmm. So your sons or daughters don't grow up in a world with Iran having nuclear. And we talk about this all the time.
Yep.
How is it that America can have nuclear weapons, but Iran can't? Mm-hmm. Who are you? Who are you to say what another country can have? Right. Who are you to run up in another country and steal their resources and steal their people? Mm. Just like they did to us. Let's just take it organically that they went and stole that man and his wife. Sound familiar? Let's say that they just took them, which we all know that story kind of sketchy. But y'all constantly running up in other countries telling people what they can and cannot do. Mm-hmm. What they can and cannot generate with their own resources in their own minds. It ain't like those are American scientists and nuclear physicists. Those are people within their own country. They can't have nuclear weapons, but America can. They can't sell their stuff to other countries, but America can. From produce all the way to nukes.
Exactly.
How you gonna tell two other people they can't trade? That's like your neighbor to the left telling you that you and your neighbor to the right can't do, you can't go get him a plate and you done barbecue. You like, what?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Or you run out of gas in your lawnmower and one neighbor tell you can't go get no gas. You know how that sound crazy. Mm-hmm. Cause the first thing you're gonna be like, Negro, who was you to tell me what me and this man? So I just think it's baffling and it angers me sometimes, and I feel like it's a play on my intelligence when they say and do stuff like this. And it's like we just supposed to be back here and be a fool. And most people they eat this up. They like, oh yeah, Iran is the bad guy. Yeah, Trump, they got nuclear weapons over there, and that's not okay. But what do America got? And if you do something foul enough, America will drop it on you, American citizen, so-called. So I just really hate when they go on that tangent about what other countries are doing because they live differently, they have different cultures, and they have more morals and values. We learned that when we left the country. People outside of America and like the European nations, they have more morals than people in America could ever have. When you really start dealing with people who aren't corrupted by the West. Mm-hmm. Yep. Like even if they sleep, they still have more morals and values. Mm-hmm. They not that evil, that murderous evil spirit is just not as profound. Not saying it ain't there, but it's not as profound as you see it over here in the Western world.
Facts, man, big facts right there. Let's get to another video.
I like him. Yeah. I like him for his prophecy and his video topics.
Right.
Just want to specify.
This fool that let Nahum talk him into going to war. Welcome to World War III, folks. So, Israel launches a strike against Iran. So, Israel is now in full control of our fucking military. Man, let that shit sink in, man. Now, Trump, we all knew this shit was going to pop off because we seen all the military fleet and everything in that region. We seen it. We knew it was just a matter of time before this shit pop off. But I'm going to tell you how much this fucking country will respect you. The motherfucker ain't addressed the people and let the folks know everything that's going to come with this. This motherfucker dropped some shit off of True Social. In the middle of the fucking morning when everybody fucking sleeping shit. When ain't nobody open. When ain't nobody up. You ain't hear from the Democrats or the fucking Republicans saying, hey, man, this is what this is and this is what this is. These folks don't fucking respect nothing that we say. If we say no war with Iran and no war in the Middle East or no war fucking period, these people think they got the best interest in mind because they the ones who start shit. Well, anyway, they had them fucking talks. Iran like, man, y'all ain't finna script us down to fucking that so we can't even protect our fucking country. Bullshit. So, here come Netanyahu. Couldn't rate the strike. He been rubbing his hands for about a week now. That's a filthy, nasty motherfucker, man. That's the problem over there in that region. But they strike. And guess what? Iran and hit military bases and all type of shit over there. I pray it wasn't no military soldiers, no U.S. soldiers in those bases, but they been hitting them. That shit finna be regional. Now y'all see U.S. and Israel are teamed up. You ain't seen Iran fucking team yet. You don't know who on that motherfucking side, but I can tell you this. Your ass better stay out of fucking large crowds for the rest of the motherfucking week. And I'm talking about in the United States. Your ass better be careful when you go to these other countries and shit. Because guess what? World War III done kicked off. Motherfuckers fighting all around this fucking globe right now, man. Nothing but missiles and shit. Hey, man. You gonna have more worse days than better days, man. Y'all better motherfucker pay attention to what's going on. I've been trying to tell y'all, man. The writing is on the fucking wall. It's up to you to receive the message of what's happening here. Out of all these fucking presidents, this dummy right here done took the bait. What a motherfucker been saying for 30 years. Oh, they got nuclear weapons. Oh, Iran got this. Bitch, we ain't seen none of that shit. They ain't did a practice run or nothing in 30 years, and now you sitting here trying to re-script some shit what this motherfucker been saying to us in 2026. We can't let them have nuclear weapons and all. Man, shut the fuck up with that shit, man. Y'all just want to bomb shit because that's in your fucking nature. Man, y'all step out there. Get it out tomorrow.
And that's what I was saying. The same thing. Like, who is you to tell somebody else that they can't have no nuclear weapons or no bombs because you want people to be weak and defenseless so you could just go in and attack them, bomb them, steal their resources, do whatever they be going over there doing as far as the mercenary groups. And we just see this play on repeat. It's so diabolical. It just infuriates me for somebody to try to tell you what you should and shouldn't have, what you can't have. The Most High gave them people, for the most part, they land masses to, some of them are still in their original lands. And he definitely gave them their resources. He gave everybody an inheritance. So for this white man to go tell people y'all can't have this and y'all can't have that and we're gonna bomb you if you don't agree to the tariffs and the treaties that Trump was trying to make them agree to. And remember, Iran was saying that a couple months ago when Trump got started with all of this. Like, we don't trust y'all. Right. We don't even want to talk. Remember, they wouldn't even talk directly.
Exactly. And one of the reasons because, they broke that agreement that Obama made. As far as, you know what I'm saying, they don't even want to talk about.
Well, remember Trump kept saying that was a bad deal. That was a bad deal. That deal should have never been made. It was a terrible deal.
Right, but when you make a deal, you know what I'm saying, you supposed to stick to that deal.
But what they known for?
Yeah, breaking treaties.
Ever since the indigenous people, when they first brought they raggedy germ-infested behinds over here, they've been breaking them and breaking them. You know how sometimes you will see the animated version of it with the white pilgrims and the Indians, and the white man will be making the treaty, shaking their hand, but have his fingers crossed behind his back. That's all I think about when I hear how they had, how white people cross their fingers behind their back, like, but be lying to your face.
Right. Brother Huey said that man been saying that about Iran since 96. Right. Yeah. And we in what? 2026?
20 years later. And they said it's been 20 years worth of tariffs.
Yeah.
Or is that more than
30
years? 30. Okay.
That's 30 goddamn years. Shit. Man, but, that's
because they never would bow down.
Right. But something he said, that brought me back to scripture or whatnot, is when he was like, the writing is on the wall. Mm-hmm. So we want to go to Daniel. This is 5:24. And it reads, Then was the part of the hand sent from him, and this writing was written. And this is the writing that was written, Mene, Mene, Tekel, version, this is the interpretation of the thing. Many, God have numbered thy kingdom and finished it. Right? Tickle, thou art weighed into the balances and art found wanting. Perez, thy kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and the Persians. So, as far as with that scripture, the writing is on the goddamn wall. You know what I'm saying? You can't, that's what I said. I know a lot of people want to be like, oh, we don't want this war and all that stuff, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Ain't nothing we can do about it.
Mm-hmm. Just like the scripture, it was nothing Belshazzar could do about that. He lost the kingdom.
Exactly, right.
For that abomination, just for the context.
Right. Right, exactly. But
that was always a fascinating story to me.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. It is though.
Did he die that night?
Huh?
I think he died that night. When he killed I think Belshazzar died.
Okay. Damn. Okay, I had another video or whatnot. My man, he kind of off his shit, but you know, he be saying he been watching. So we're gonna listen to hear what he got to say. We'll be right back.
Hey, let me ask y'all a question. Why do so many people still believe that the United States is a superpower? Because they went over there in a small country to steal their oil? See, look what y'all don't understand. The game been played for a long time. The United States ain't shit. We may have a few capabilities, but I want you to remember this and understand this. From the time of about the 50s until now, the plan is to destroy the United States from the inside out. While everybody thinking the United States is such a great superpower, what's his name? Remember what Netanyahu said? We're going to destroy them piece by piece and then sell it off and make them public welfare. Because that's what we do to countries we hate. And who they all bowing down to? Netanyahu. See, the average person, they too blind to see it. They still thinking, yeah, United States, we're strong. You strong and you $40 trillion in the hole. More homeless people than any other country on earth. We really, and compared, let me tell you this. Africa looks better than the United States. When you go to cities like Ethiopia and Ghana, go to countries like Ethiopia and Ghana, do you know how beautiful some of them cities, they got some cities that look, but they always try to make it seem like they so poor. And then they always try to show like, okay, man, we ain't got no high-speed rail. Why do you think they never made the high-speed rail? Think about it. They done sent enough money to Ukraine to make 10 high-speed rails. The objective is not to beautify and raise America. This is the real land, original land. It ain't Africa. They was told Africa. The Garden of Eden was in Florida. It's the only place on planet Earth where you can get gopher wood. See? That's why them boys down there still wearing golds in their mouth and no shirts. They don't even know it. They already at home. They the descendants of the original Seminoles and stuff that was down there. They don't know it. The only thing they thinking about is AKs and perks and liquor and some women and some money. They ain't never took the time to do their own research to find out who they truly is. That's why white folks keep them divided. Because see, if you really want to know the truth, them boys, the original Seminoles, they took on the United States government and they defeated them with no guns. The United States government lost it all to the Seminoles. They lost it all to the Seminoles with no guns. Why did they never talk about that war? Yeah, the government that wants you to think they so powerful, they lost a battle to a group of black folks. Just like in Haiti. Haiti defeated the French. Boy, when will the people ever wake up and understand? This country is a third world country because it's the original land. And if they can't have it, they're going to make sure they destroy it.
I mean,
chew the meat, spit out the bones.
Exactly right. You know, because I get a lot of that. I see a lot of people talking about that. I know, you know, for a fact that our people was here. You know what I'm saying? Before anybody was. Now this new world, old world stuff, you know. I mean, it's like, as far as like when the world was all together, you know, Pangea, and that, as I'm saying, right? Pangea, when that was all together, you know, and then after the flood, it was, you know, spread it out or whatever. But that story right there.
Yeah, because if Florida was Eden, then with the slave trade, we wasn't taken to a land that our fathers didn't know.
Exactly right. But you got to understand, we was still shipped out. America. We was shipped out every goddamn where. We was brought to Africa. We was brought. You know what I'm saying? It was everywhere we was shipped out to. But you know, that's another lesson or whatever. You know, we really got to get into that. You know, deep into that. But
I feel like what he was trying to say was America is going to be sacrificed.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And I wanted to bring the scripture out as far as the hammer of the world or whatnot, of the earth. And this is Jeremiah 50:23, and it reads, "How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations?" So America's losing its power. You know, and America been like really like living off its power as a mirage, as how somebody would look at a mirage or whatnot. You know,
it's old reputation.
Exactly right.
They still riding that wave.
Exactly.
But to the world, to the nations, they see that America it's weaker. It ain't as strong as it used to be.
Right, exactly.
Some people see it, some don't. Some are willing to accept it, and some won't. Until the actual American soil get hit. Like we was talking earlier, we was talking about 9/11. A lot of people will tell you, okay, nothing happened to America. America's so strong. But how would you feel in September 11th? We was all shook.
Right, yeah.
And even once you found out it was an inside job, the fact remains the whole world was shook.
Was shook. Exactly.
Everybody was afraid. Everybody remember where they was at.
Exactly.
Every single one of us remember where we was at when we found out them planes hit them buildings.
Right. John Horse and the Gulag. Now I've heard of the Gulag Wars. You know what I'm saying? And I know about the Gulag people or whatnot. You know, what's that dude name? The basketball player. He be talking about the Gulags and everything like that. And I was
Kwame?
Kwame, yeah. I was in prison with some dudes that was, you know, from that area or that was those people. They was talking about they you know, the Gulag, and he had a crazy accent, man. You know, dude was funny as hell, but I'm familiar with the Gulag people or whatnot. But John Horse, I got to look that up and see what that's about. But the Gulag Wars, I've heard about that. So yeah, I mean, America losing its power, and you know, it's being seen on a worldly platform. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's seeing, everybody's watching what's going on. You know, and that's how, you know, the world gonna find out who the goddamn devil is. Right?
Yeah, like he said that the plan has been for a long time to destroy America from the inside out. And we can see it, and a lot of other people can see it, because if you look at it from face value, Trump, what are you doing? The stuff that you're doing is not going to help the country.
Right.
And that's just one angle. You got other aspects of it, like when they decided to go with this Federal Reserve. They knew that eventually it was going to, you know, blow up in their face, but for the time being, it sustained the country.
Right.
And the whole central bank system, all of that, getting away from the gold standard. So it's a lot of things you can look at and see, like, yeah, y'all trying to destroy America from the inside out. Y'all sacrificing her because it just don't make sense to go to war with these people. If y'all got nukes, they got their nukes. They said they'll tell y'all about this, sign the papers and be okay with that. They not going to show their whole hand. Y'all ain't showing y'all's. But that ain't good enough. No.
Right. Exactly. We got another video as far as, you know what I'm saying, like people being mad at the things that Trump doing or whatnot, and they don't, you know, they ain't with it. But we'll be right back.
So your president, along with the help of Israel, attacked Iran today. And as an American, as a black man, I'll be the first to say, or not the first, but at least I'm using this for a digital record of my stance is I don't approve of it. I didn't vote for that fat bastard, and I do not support attacking Iran, period. There are a lot of things going on geopolitically, but too many people get too comfortable with the concept of going over and starting wars and attacking other people's countries, when in all reality, America hasn't faced a threat like that in our lifetimes of having the homeland being attacked in war types, in a war type situation. I'm not talking about September 11th. That had to do with planes. I'm talking about with actual missiles, with actual enemy combat fire being fired on our territory and American citizens being hit. That's what I'm talking about. People just get too comfortable with this concept, this idea of going to war. It didn't need to happen, in my opinion. Do I have all the information? Of course not. I'm not a member of the government, but I do know one thing. We got enough fucking problems and enough issues to deal with here in our own country, let alone to be going out there doing the work for working on behalf of Israel. We got our own shit. We got our own issues. And this fat motherfucker trying to drag us into a fucking war that our sons and daughters, if it goes down that way, if it escalates, if it gets higher, that our sons and daughters are going to be involved in. So this is bullshit.
And a lot of people was upset, like you know, dude, he upset. And my thing about it is that it's always been fucked up for us. You know, now the whole of America about to be fucked up. Y'all got to take y'all medicine too and shit, just like we had to take ours. You know, they can be mad all they want to, but prophecy is going to be fulfilled. At the end of the day, I mean, they can't do nothing about it. You know, we got one more video, and we're going to close out with our boy. I think I'm going to call him Ernie and shit or something. I don't know. But we got one more video. We're going to, or two more videos. So we'll be right back.
What they'll tell you is that Iran doesn't have the nuclear bombs to reach the United States of America. Their bombs can only go 2,000 kilometers. But see, this is where, y'all remember that movie, Leave the World Behind? Grid shutdowns, cyber attacks, frequency attacks to your mind. And let's stop playing. Of course they have the capability to reach the United States of America. It's sleeper cells already here. Don't take this shit as a fucking joke. And then you'll realize they're trying to collapse the United States economy. Period. And then you think, oh, they invaded Venezuela For gains? To protect the citizens? Oh no. It's for them to have the oil, the backup reserves, because they knew they were going to bomb Iran. They knew we were headed to war with Iran. World War III, the beginning. Actually, it's been started. Iran has the capability to cut oil reserves off from the United States. So you know what's going to happen? Oil is going to go up. Food is going to go up. Everything is about to go up. Yeah. Then once that dollar collapses, yeah, okay. The U.S. can't even afford to go to war right now. Do you know where we get everything produced at? Do you think they're going to produce bullets and guns for us?
Hell no, they ain't gonna produce no bullets or guns and shit. Hell no, they not. But I mean, this is just another video. You know, some of our people know what's going on and know what's finna happen or whatever. You know, as far as with war, you got what is them hackers and you know all type of stuff that these people do to weaken the country or whatnot. So it's not, you know, it's not a secret what's gonna go down. Not over here at the old family anyway. But let me put this video on and we'll be right back and discuss that too.
Happened above Asia. 16 Chinese Y-20 military cargo planes took off and then vanished from the radar. These massive transport aircraft turned their transponders off, flying completely dark. Their destination? Iran. And what they carried is what's shaking the Pentagon right now. This wasn't food. This wasn't humanitarian aid. According to multiple intel sources, China delivered advanced electronic warfare systems, the kind built to blind U.S. carrier-based F-35 jets. Yes, you heard that right. China may have just handed Iran the technology to...
It already begins. The downfall of America. MAGA and Trump supporters think Iran is Iraq. Yeah. And that's just China. Wait till Russia enters the chat. And then Pakistan. Oh, America. You didn't tell the people, huh? You didn't tell the people that you never mess with a country that has nuclear power. Most importantly, you never told the Americans that Iran has always been formidable. This is why no other president has dared go against Iran. But hey, when you suck your own pee-pee long enough, you get a cramp. Well, this is going to be fun. However, such is life. And while all this is happening, no one's going to be here to protect MAGA and Trump supporters who are going to protect you. Much like Adolf Hitler, America's going to be spread thin. Yeah, well, this is what happens when you don't take the valuable resources you have and take care of people. This is what happens when you refuse to focus inward and taking care of the people. I guess too many Americans don't look like the majority, so they don't care about taking care of people. With China, everyone looks alike. I guess it makes it easier for them to give a fuck. But this is what happens when you don't take your resources and build a better place for people. No, wow, we were out fighting wars. China was building itself up. And now they just dumped to Iran things that could give them an advantage in what could be possibly the greatest air superiority known to man, and that's the United States Air Force. But hey, make America great again, huh? How much are those eggs? Huh? What about health insurance? And while all this is going on, MAGA and Trump supporters are going to be doing their best to hide. Well, there's nowhere to hide. All right? The chickens have come home to roost and motherfuckers is cooking with grease.
He make a good point because Trump was lying in that State of the Union talking about the eggs, the economy, how prices and stuff coming down. I'm looking like this dude just making stuff up. He just lying because we people who actually pay for our food. Right. I know he don't do no grocery shopping. Like, dude, you know how expensive groceries are?
Oh yeah. We see that shit at the grocery store.
Yes, we got 2 little kids.
Right.
We can't buy enough.
That bill like, what the goddamn food?
Right, like you got 3 bags, $150.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. $150, man. Back in the day? We was getting over. Shit. This goddamn shit now, man, it's crazy as hell. But we got our boy Ernie up on deck next. Let's get him up here.
Oh, that's Ernie?
Say, yeah. He got something to say, y'all. We'll be right back.
I don't like it here anymore. I don't want to be here. Can somebody please help me get out of here? I don't like this place anymore. It's not fun anymore. It's not even interesting anymore. It's a pain in my fucking ass. I hate being here. Somebody help me get out of here.
That's crazy, man. All right, we gonna go ahead and end it right here, man. Let me see. Brother Rod just put something up. Go ahead, baby.
Brother Orion says beef prices is out the roof in Bama. I used to smoke briskets, and it's 3 times the price from last year.
Damn.
Yeah, beef is high. I feel like beef is high here too. We haven't had brisket in a long time. We do eat a lot of beef, though, and it is pretty high.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that.
Well, I know when you be telling me how much you done spent and what you bring in the house, that shit don't add up. I'm like, hold on. Make sure ain't no bags still in the car and shit that y'all done left. And man, that shit be like, god damn, man. And it seemed like it go fast. Because it ain't like you buying what we used to buy. You know what I'm saying? To fill the refrigerator up and the cabinets and whatever.
Right. You got to be selective on what you buy because most of the food is poison and laced with so many chemicals and preservatives. So you got to be so selective on what you can buy. Then quick as you buy it, in our case, your kids eat it up. So it's like you just be running through stuff. Exactly.
Well, we appreciate y'all stopping through. All praise to the Most High. We at this point right now. I want to give a shout out to Brother Rye, Brother Huey, Brother Linzel. We appreciate y'all for stopping through. Y'all keep the live on fire. And we really appreciate, y'all still, banging with us or whatnot. It's been a long ride, and man, we in for an eye opener or whatnot as far as what's about to come upon America, and we might get uncomfortable. It might get uncomfortable for us, but we just got to endure it to the end. And,
that's right.
With that being said, we're gonna go on and get up out of here. Y'all know next week we're gonna be here, Most High willing. So with that being said, we're gonna say Shalom, and we up out of here.
Shalom, Zion.